Well, one of the new things in the Enterprise Mobility and Security solution is our CASB, or Cloud App Security Broker. And what this allows you to do is get a view of all the cloud apps that your users are using, bring them under control, and then identify if your users are using them in a way that would actually cause you, for example, to be non-compliant. But we give you a security view now into all the cloud apps your users are using. So let's actually take a look at it. So you're looking at here at the Cloud App Security Administrator portal. The first thing to point out here is we first give you a view of all the cloud apps that we've discovered your users are using. In this case, we see that we've discovered 552 apps. You know, for an enterprise organization, that number is not that atypical. It's amazing how many cloud applications users are using. In fact, 80% of users tell us in research that they actually bring in personal applications and unsanctioned cloud apps to get their job done. So we give you this dashboard, and then look at what we've done for you. We actually give you a view now of every one of the cloud apps being used with metadata, for example, the security score. So here you can see that I'm going to go take a look at this particular application, and it has a low security score, but I want to understand why. So I go take a look at this, and it actually now gives me a view of all the security controls and all the compliance or the regulatory compliance rules that it's also been certified with. And you can see here in this case, this service has very few security controls and hasn't been certified with any of the common certifications. That's why this gets a low security score. We've actually done this metadata and this mapping for more than 13,000 cloud apps. You know, it's remarkable how often I'll find an organization is trying to go out and do this on their own. Let us do it for you. Now, what's important here, it's good to get the view of all the cloud apps that are in use. But what you really want to do is investigate how those cloud apps are being used to see, for example, if any confidential data is being put up into the cloud. So we like to go to this Investigate tab, and I'm going to go do a query here, and I'm going to say I want to go take a look at all cloud apps, and I want to take a look at any files that are publicly accessible, meaning they don't require any kind of a username or password to get access to it. And what I want to point out here is we actually show you there are two files that we automatically identify that are confidential files that have been stored up into the cloud. And I actually want to pull to your attention, if you take a look at the far right here where it says file type, that is actually an integrated scenario with the Azure Information Protection where you could actually do queries based upon the tags or the auto classification that EMS has done. But for the first time now, I as an IT professional can actually see all of the files that I should be concerned about that my users have put up into the cloud. Okay, now that's great, but I even want to take a step further. What I want to go do now is I want to go see if any of these files that have been put up would actually cause me to be non-compliant. So I can now go take a look at the controls that I've built. And here you can see I've built a set of PCI controls, and as I go and click into this, it actually now will come back and show me all of the files that have been, again, copied up into the cloud that would cause me to be non-compliant with this policy. And I can see here that there are 3 of them. If I go take a look in any one of these files, it's going to give me information such as when the file was put up into the cloud, who put it up into the cloud. Again, you can see over on the right-hand side here that Better Together scenario with Azure Information and the auto classification and labeling capabilities. This is incredible because now I, as an IT professional, I can bring all the cloud apps my users are using under management. I can actually see how they're using it, and I can see if they're using it in a way that would cause me to have security concerns or to be non-compliant. Now, one other really cool capability that we've built into this, our solution, is we actually are again, using the intelligent security graph and watching for these anomalies. And you can see here that we've detected that this identity for this particular user has been used on a risky IP address. You know, a bunch of the world's garbage comes from a finite number of IP addresses. And so as we see in the intelligent security graph, threats, attacks, spam, we record the IP addresses they're coming from. And if we see any traffic coming into your organization or to the services that your users are using, and even more specifically, your identity is being used on one of those, we can flag that for you to take action on. Again, this concept of identity-driven security, bringing awareness to all of your applications. As we finalize this section, and we talk about the value of identity-driven security, you have to assume that you've been breached. You have to assume that you've been breached. You know, the attackers are getting more sophisticated, they look for places to attack, and they are relentless. And so you have to have tools like this that help you identify those places where you have an identity being used in a suspicious way and then block the attack. Again, the Enterprise Mobility and Security solution is unique in our ability to do this.